And I preach that when you're new, you should strive to get 5 handles. Not that that's your entire career. That's not what I've never said that, but you can make a career on that. Don't let anybody tell you you can't make a career on 5 handles, because I'm going to tell you something. I could do that every single day and show you that account, a live account, a funded account, Robin's Cup, whatever the fuck you want to do. I can beat Robin's Cup with 5 handles. All you got to do is find your ass in that leaderboard. Okay? That's all I'm asking you to do. Don't waste my fucking time talking. Don't talk. Get up there and then talk. Because once you call me out and you tweet to me, everybody's going to fucking see it, clowns. And I will rip your shit apart. Sorry, I had to let that out. But you have to have a target, a goal, something. Because here's what you don't realize. You might have a good edge. You might have a good role. You might be dialed in, and your attention to detail is keyed up. You know exactly what you're doing. And you've been consistent for a day, a week, a month, a couple months. And you get this feeling like you're King Kong and you can't do anything wrong. Then you get into that trade that's going to come. And you're going to hold on to it. And it's going to build up a lot of unrealized equity. That means on paper, unrealized potential. If you close a trade, you would get that, but you're not going to, because partials are stupid. That's what you've been telling yourself, and you don't want to subscribe to that. And I have watched my own trades. I've watched my students' trades, and I've watched people that don't trade anything like me get real close to their objectives. And I listened and I observed and I watched them arm wrestle the public, because people with more insight than them, more experience than them, simply said, why don't you just take something off here? It's struggling and you're flipping out and you're losing your mind and you're stressing out and you're all over the place. You're animated, can't sit still, and you're live streaming. That made me anxious. And I don't get anxious in the marketplace, but that made me anxious watching this person squirm over something that is such an easy remedy. You just take something off. That's trade management. That's risk management. And it's also emotional management. You have to manage the person that's pushing the buttons. And money, fear of losing, fear of judgment publicly. Listen, I'm going to call a move, probably a couple of them this year, and it's not going to work. You think I give a shit what you think if I do it wrong? I don't care. I'm going to do it more times right than I'll do it wrong, and it's okay. And I want you to understand that you're going to do it wrong, and because you don't know for certain. You don't know for certain it's going to move where you want it to. I'm proving with my annotations that most of the time I'm right. But today, I wasn't. I wasn't. Even though I was wrong, it didn't go to my 39.45 objective. Even though I was wrong and I saw a fair value gap that I wanted to see, remain unfilled, it filled in, and that was a warning sign to me. I was like, okay, it needs to rip up to that 39.45. If it came all the way back down there, it needs to vault, go right up there, have no difficulty whatsoever. And I've mapped out 2 times where everybody that would just simply watch the first couple of videos of my 2022 mentorship and think they got it all figured out and they don't have to watch anything else. I'm going to tell you the folks that took shortcuts where they're going to see the fair value gap, the shift in market structure, and they're going to try to go short. And I'm telling you in the chart, that's not it. Because you didn't watch the entire thing. You didn't back test. You didn't read price. You didn't study. You didn't do any of those things. And you're trying to sell short today. Over and over and over again, wrestling, arm wrestling, because you have something to prove. Well, you're proving that you're not as disciplined as you claim to be. You're not profitable. You're not consistent. You're not precise. And your method's shit. Yin and yang ain't doing shit for you. So if you're going to wrestle with these markets, you don't invite yourself to be wrestling emotionally and psychologically. while you're in the trades. So if you feel that tug of war that's affecting your focus, if you're physically talking about it, if you do those types of things, if you make any kind of physical, audible response to whatever the market's doing, that's the surest sign that you need to take something off. You have to do that. If you don't do that, you're literally putting yourself through the ringer for no reason, because you don't know if your target's going to get hit. Just like mine wasn't hit today. I had 2 partials that came off, and I had the largest portion of the trade in the book. My stops were rolled. If it came back, I told you I didn't care. $9,100, but wrong. Say that again. $9,100, and I was wrong. How many times can you afford to be wrong if you don't pay yourself? You're literally in the statistics that this industry talks about, shitting yourself in the first 90 days, which is why I did today, day 1, 90 days. You'll see every fucking trade, everything, full history, everything. But you will not see that from the people crying about it. They want me to do it. I have no problem doing this, folks. If that's what you need to feel good about this, sure, it's no problem. I do it every day anyway. Like, I'm going to fucking forget how to trade because I got to show you the history. Listen, we're dumb. We're done with all this dumb shit. Okay. I'm killing everything this year. I'm removing any doubts. All you have to do is keep showing up. I'm bringing everything. You can't be profitable. You can't make a lot of money with 5 handles. Watch me. Watch my students. You don't need to know where the high is going to go. You don't need to know where it's going to close. You don't need to capture the full AM session move. You don't need to capture the full PM session move. You don't have to be right on your direction. You can be wrong, get in alignment and say, okay, I was wrong there, and you reverse it and do half the position size that I just took a loss on, and end up making more money than you probably would have done if it would have moved in your favor. This is what I'm talking about when many of you are getting into this industry and you don't really know what you're doing and you don't know what to expect. And you listen to these yahoos on the internet, they have no idea what they're doing. These people that can't prove that they can trade profitably, they're the one giving you advice. They're the ones telling you what you're seeing didn't happen. That's lunacy. Like, that is lunacy. Like, that is some Tom Cruise jumping on the couch shit right there. Okay. Like, these are the people you're going to listen to. Just look at this week, folks. I didn't get lucky this week. We're going to do a whole year of this. You need to think about who you're giving your time and attention to. You need to guard it. You are going to be met with so many things distracting you this year. Social media, trolls, your personal life. Watch how it happens. It always works like this. It always does. Because it's like this unseen force that doesn't want to see anybody be successful. And all you got to do is keep your nose down in the charts, keep your ears open, and listen to what I'm telling you to do. And don't do the things I tell you not to do. You need to use a stop loss. I could have kept this trade from being seen by any of you today. But if I'm going to teach you, how to do proper trade management, proper risk management, and emotional and psychological management in a trade, this was a perfect hallmark moment for it, because I wanted to see it run up there. I literally was telling myself vocally, I said, it needs to go here. And as soon as I did that, that was it. That was my cue. So I do exactly what I'm telling you to do. If I'm going to make a physical response audibly or with my body. I'm disturbed. I'm trying to get more comfortable because this is making me uncomfortable. It's not doing what I want it to do. It's not bending to my will. So now I'm becoming what? I'm arm wrestling it. So if I start arm wrestling the market and I have something on the trade where I can peel something off, 5 contracts, 2 contracts. What if you only have 2 contracts? Would you still take one off? Yes. Yes. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Because what you're saying is you fucking know without a doubt that your target's going to get hit. When I'm saying everything in that chart when I was recording it today, once I got my second partial and it pulled off of that 39.40 level, I was like, okay, it needs to stay above that fair value gap that was formed just after 10 o'clock. And I said, it must remain open. It traded all the way down into that after running up to 39.33 and 3/4. So that dropped down. I need to see an immediate response to get to 39.40. I got it in the first fair value gap that you'll see in the recording. It's like a pink color. Then it retraced back down again after running 39.40, but I was already committed to my stop. Now I could have opened that stop up, and guess what that does? That makes me a hypocrite. That means I don't practice what I teach when I practice what I teach. Market went up to 39.80 something, whatever it was today. I don't know exactly. Yeah, it had a really nice run. But my focus was only aiming for 39.45. I just want to take a second real quick. Thank you, folks, that were helping me today on Twitter, because I did a test run on the live sessions. I want to make sure that my layout that I created this morning was okay looking. It's not bling bling, right? It's never been me, but it's functioning. It's fine. I got a disclaimer. I got the welcome page, and then I had all my charts set up. So the audio, I have a microphone that wasn't connected, but I was just using the laptop microphone. So thank you for helping me, work that out on Twitter and confirming some things. But if you go to look at that recording, you'll see only one liquidity pool highlighted. It says buy side liquidity, 39.45. Oh, you cherry picked it again. Yes. I'm good at picking cherries, I know. So while that was my only objective for today, because we had to do our grocery shopping in the afternoon, and that's where I spent most of this afternoon. And yes, I was looking at my phone, and yes, I was thinking I could do this, but I can't do it because I can't manage it appropriately. So I had to stay out, and here's where I'm at. So the question is, do you have it in you to admit when you're wrong? Can you admit when you're wrong? Because you need that skill set in this industry.